What's going on, everybody? It's Ryan here, and today I have a video for you. Now, I know if you're watching this video, you're probably wondering, why is this video like 45 minutes long? Well, the meat of the content I want to share with you is only the first 10 minutes. The rest of it's really just me opening up my mail and talking because I want to do that. I want to practice more of that. So this is a little bit of a practice video. It's also a little bit of just a little story about myself and just sharing some thoughts and how they relate to Magic cards. So anyways, I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you soon. What's going on, everybody? It is Ryan here, and today we're going to talk about Necropotence. We're going to talk about a card and basically talk about how it relates to life. This used to be what you would call a garbage rare, a crap rare. It was not worth anything until someone found a way to make it valuable by winning a big tournament with it. I don't know exactly who won or how they won, but it was a professional player back in the day. This is in the 2000s. So it was 21 years ago. Just goes to show how old I am. But Necropotence, this card here, was a poop rare, garbage rare, bulk rare, and then later became valuable because someone used it in an innovative way. And one of the things why I like this card so much is because of, first of all, it being a diamond in the rough, right? Lots of cards we see potential in, I don't know, people really, right? We see potential in people. We see potential in ourselves, but we're just not there yet, right? And that's kind of what makes a lot of Magic so fun, is because you're able to see a card that may not necessarily be valuable to other people, but then you feel like you can see it. And that's sort of a unique thing about Magic that I like. But then as it relates to life, and in this particular card, Necropotence, is that the power of the card is immense. Like, you read it has all this long text. I'm not going to read it all to you here. You can look it up online if you're interested, or just read the whole text. But essentially what it does is it lets you draw cards. And what you have to do is you give up one life to draw a card. Each life is essentially an opportunity. A card in your hand is essentially an opportunity. You're allowed to draw one card per turn normally, but with this card, you can draw 7 cards. And that gives you lots of opportunity in an incredibly short period of time, but then it costs you. So from two aspects, I'm going to shift gears from one step to the second step. So the first thing I want to mention again is a diamond in the rough, a card like this, which was considered trash. Someone found an innovative way to make it work, make it valuable, and it became popular, right? And it became powerful, and a lot of people use it. It's called the Necro deck. So a poop rare became, amazing. Became a valuable rare. The second thing I want to talk about is essentially drawing cards and how it relates to life. And essentially, you are able to draw cards in life. You have to sacrifice a lot, or maybe not a lot. You have to give up. There's this famous quote, or popular quote I read. It's like, I want to say one of those guys I used to follow named Craig Ballantyne. And I remember him saying, he may have gotten it from somewhere, or maybe he originated from it. It's like, find out the price of success. I think the quote is, I'm going to butcher this, I'm sorry. Find out what the price of success is and then pay it. And that's really all it is. Like, if you've ever wanted to succeed any in your life, find out what the cost is, right? Find out what the cost, because a lot of the time the cost is, it's expensive, it's painful, it's like these games, I like to play StarCraft and video games and do fun things, right? But, I was in my, mid-30s, early 30s, and I had a second or a third child. I had a third child on the way. Was it a third child on the way? I think a second child. My wife was pregnant with our third child. I had 2 children. I was a personal trainer. I just did not have, I wasn't making it, right? We had money and we had a roof over our head. We had a nice house we lived in, but we were just like barely getting by, right? So I want to say that I was grateful for what I had, but I didn't have health insurance. I felt like I was getting to an age where I'm like, man, by this time I should have my shit together, right? The truth is, I've always wanted to become rich and become successful and do more. And this is around 2015. I'm 39 now, and 2015 was 6 years ago, so I was 34. And around that time, I just kind of said to myself, where it came from, actually? it came from a drive from home, driving to driving from work to home. Excuse me. I'm stuck in traffic, thinking to myself, at this time I was spending more time with my son, like taking him through workouts and trying to motivate him to like stay fit and all this kind of stuff, trying to be a good dad, right? And I just was like, reading all the personal development books and all this stuff, Tony Robbins, you name it, right? Just trying to like find a way to just get motivated and be successful, right? And I just thinking to myself, like, I want him to, and he's like maybe, I don't know, he's 13 now, so he'll be 14 this year. So this was probably 6 years ago. So 6 or 7 years ago. So he was probably around 6, right? 6 or 7 years old. And and I wanted to tell him, like, you can accomplish whatever you want. You can accomplish any goal or dream that you want. You just got to push yourself and you just got to be committed to it. And I just, for whatever reason, when I was driving on my way home, I was thinking to myself, if I'm going to tell this to my son, that you can achieve whatever you want if you work really, really hard. But then I wasn't doing it, right? It made me feel like a hypocrite. It made me feel kind of a little gross inside, because I want my kids, my son, to really become more I mean, he's young, he was only 6 or 7 at the time, but I wanted him to like be able to go for it and just like give it everything he has. If he wants it, of course, right? That's really what it's about. This is if you want it. But then look at me, I'm teaching him this thing. I'm saying to the 7-year-old, and I myself am not doing it, right? And it reminds me of a lot of things that I've read about just kind of like barely getting by and not really like giving it 100%. I want to do this online marketing stuff and online business thing. And I just, I've read all the books, but I just wasn't doing everything possible to be successful. I wasn't doing whatever it took. And that's what this card in lots of ways, or Magic the Game for me, sort of represents. Is this card here what this card can let you do is essentially pay lots of life. And you can pay lots of life to draw lots of cards, giving you lots of opportunity. The thing is that you don't have unlimited amounts of life. You have a limited amount of energy. And the thing is, you can really work super hard and you can spend all your life and die unhappy. You can die and not be careful and essentially forget what's important. But at the same token, the thing is, losing my train of thought here, is that like, no matter what you do, it's going to cost you something. I guess that's the whole point of this video. And this is you pay life to draw cards. You pay life to have opportunity. You pay life to do more, right? To accomplish more. And I think that, I don't know my message, but this is my experience for myself and sort of to others maybe, is that, like if you really, I think people, I don't know, just that whatever it takes attitude, right? I don't know if it comes from sports, or if it comes from maybe having traumatic, life experience, but just doing whatever it takes to be successful, right? To win, and of course in the most ethical way possible. But the thing is where am I going with this? I really don't know where I'm going with this. Consider this an experimental video. I want to make more videos like this because I like magic cards and I like collecting, and it's helped me view the world in lots of different ways. The truth about it is, magic is sort of a way for me to connect with people. Or when I was a kid, because I'm so social anxiety and didn't like talking to people and wasn't that kind of a person. But I did. I wasn't a social person, so cards, games was sort of the way I connect with people, right? And that's how I met all my best friends and how I hung out with my brothers. And it sort of helped me get through certain difficult times in my life when I felt like I could have been doing a lot worse things. And luckily I found this game, and I got lost in it and I fell in love with it. And, and then I stopped playing it for a long time. Then I came back to it. And now that I'm sort of in a place, with my career and my business and my family, that I kind of want to come back to it because it just reminds me of a time that I don't know what it reminds me of. Call it nostalgia. Anyways, if you watched this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Outside of that, maybe more to come. If you like this video, let me know you got this far into the video. After this part of the video, I'm going to be going over some of the cars that I bought and just talking about them. It's kind of like in a long form chat. But other than that, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye. What's going on, everybody? It's Ryan here. Today, we're going to do a discussion about long-term thinking. Maybe trying to tell the future, predict the future, plan for the future, and then do a mail time at the same time. So we get to chat a little bit. We get to look at some cards, some beautiful flesh and blood collectibles that I have been investing in. Or not really investing in, just something I've been admiring. I guess I have been investing. But let's talk about long-term thinking. Now, I want to talk about long-term thinking because long-term thinking is something that as people, as human beings, is against our nature. It is unnatural to think long-term. It's unnatural to behave long-term. It's against our internal wiring, And here's an example of why. Think about what happens when you get hungry. Think about what happens when you get tired. Think about what happens when something makes you angry. A lot of the time, it's because you are not thinking of the long term. Emotions are almost strictly based on short-term responses, right? They're what make us human. It's what makes us wonderful, and I think pretty interesting creatures or beings. And if you are, religious or believe in a higher power, makes us, what would you do? Are creatures of God. But the one thing I do want to tell you or say is that long-term thinking is really the secret to a majority of anyone's success. And in my case, it's being able to see what other people can't see and do something what other people can't expect. Like, for example, these cards here, these are just, I don't know if you're watching this, you don't know what Flesh and Blood is. It's a card game, a new card game that came out about 2 years ago. I think end of 2018, maybe 2019. It's 2021, and some of these cards have gone through the roof. This card right here, I think, is at $80. This one here is about $40, right? And then we have a crane dance here. So, and I'm talking about this in the sense that, think about this for a second. Like, why does someone take the time to make a game, right? These cards are opening. Or better yet, how about this? Why the heck am I even spending all this money on cards? Well, because I'm thinking about the long term. I'm thinking about the long term because I'm special, right? I'm, after all, better than all of you, right? Of course not. The truth is, I bought all these on almost impulse. There's a lot of FOMO in the market with these cards, a lot of desire for these cards, and I'm jumping on the bandwagon, right? I'm just buying up everything that I can see, that I like, that I think has some possibility in speculation, really, right? But the other thing is not just a speculation piece. It's also, I like the game. I want to play the game. So it's really short-term truth. So this is driven by short-term. There's a part of me logically that wants to believe that there's a long-term, and maybe there is. But the thing that why I want to talk about long-term thinking is because I want to do better at it, right? Because a lot of the time, the decisions we make that gets us amazing results. Why is there a baseball card in here? That gets us like amazing results is being able to essentially go all in, or not maybe all in. That's not a really good phrase. It's being able to put kind of a lot of eggs in one basket. Put all your attention in one particular thing. And then being able to see, what you do today may not necessarily get you good results today or tomorrow or even next week. You know that over time what happens is if you keep investing time and energy and education and effort in learning all this stuff in a particular subject, or in this case, these cards for me, it will pay off big, right? That's why people essentially kind of go to school. Why is there baseball cards in here? Maybe he's just using it as protection. Did he send it to the right person? I don't know. We'll find out. And again, I want to talk about this because it's when I listen to Warren Buffett, I listen to Berkshire Hathaway recordings on YouTube. When I listen to those, oh yes, this card. When I listen to those meetings and I hear him talk with Charlie Munger, I hear a lot of a man who has had incredible patience And a lot of what gets us the great things in life come from having incredible amounts of patience. It's hard to think like that. It really is, because the truth is, to think like that, actually, maybe it's not that hard to think like that. It's hard to ignore the natural feelings you get from being human, which is all the short term. You know, this card here, Necropotence, is an example. This card here I bought for, I think, I want to say $100, maybe $80, right? It's a card from a set called Ice Age, something that I grew up playing with my brothers and friends that I grew up with. Wow, it's a beautiful card. It's a little off center, but a beautiful card nonetheless. Oi, I just dropped it. Goes to show. Wow. But I had like 4 or 5 or 6 of these, and they were at the time maybe $8 or $10. Now they're $100. And so what happened to them? Well, I lost them. I didn't take care of them, right? Because what happened? You know, after I lost my interest in magic cards, I actually didn't lose. Yeah, I lost interest in magic cards, and I got into girls, right? I started dating, or I started trying to talk to girls. I don't really call it dating, but then talking to people in AIM, right? And that's what happened. I did that. I did a lot of that, and it sort of made me short-sighted. I mean, it's the thing. That's essentially the crazy thing or cool thing about being a teenager is that we forget. There we go. This is not a very particular. I'm actually just checking the condition as I sort of talk to y'all. Is that there's just so much more. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm just making a video. I'm recording it and I'm putting it on YouTube. And I don't know, for those that are still watching this video 7 minutes in, I don't know. Because, let's go look at this card here. It's a foil. Look at this. If I had the foresight, if I had the patience, oh, there's a chip here. You can see that. If I had the foresight and patience to take care of my cards, to take care of a lot of things, I would have got a lot better results. Or I would still have those cards, and they would be worth a lot of money, and I wouldn't have to rebuy them all. But then again, I wouldn't be making this video, so you know, who knows? There's always a silver lining somewhere. But you know, I just had an idea to talk about long-term thinking, and I'm losing my train of thought, and I'm just opening mail, making a video, trying my best to figure out how I can essentially create good content on this channel that I'm trying to build. But it doesn't seem like I'm doing that particularly good of a job, in my opinion, because this video is already 7 minutes long, or close to 7 minutes long, and it's not very interesting. But if you're still here, one of the 3 people that somehow watched through this far into the video, thank you for hanging out with me. Maybe I will say something interesting. Ooh, look at that. This is a foil card. So the reason why I invested in this card is because it's part of a set that was printed for this product called Flesh and Blood. The name of the set is called Crucible of War, and it's a very scarce set, and that's why. So, and this card is also I love the art on here, and it's also an important card in a particular deck, a very competitive deck. So supply and demand. So as a speculator or as an investor, I'm investing in a card that a lot of people will want later and maybe be worth a lot more later. I'm actually just trying to beat stock market returns, or actually not losing money anymore, money in the stock market, because I can't seem to do a very good job of investing in the stock market lately. Some other things that kind of come to mind when I think about long-term thinking is patience. Being able to, like, okay, here's an example of long-term thinking is the ability to exercise and diet. Because the pleasure of eating is so strong, right? Who is this from? This is from the seller Squeaks. That's who sold me this card. I mean, I don't know. I'm actually just recording a video so I can make something, even though it's not that great. It's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. What do I want to talk about? I don't know. I just know. I'm going to have a video with 10 views. And I'm sweating because I'm getting nervous. What is this? Crane dance. These are all crane dances, and they are all common, but they are in pretty good condition. Don't need to really pay attention to these. These aren't that expensive. It's actually this card that's actually expensive. This Gaze of the Ages right here. And I think this was like $60 or something. Pretty good condition there. Some whiting there. Ooh. Just a little bit. Okay. One of these days, I will make a video that is good. I will make a video that's good. Anyways, you know what I do? I got an idea. What I'll do is I will make a piece of good content video, right? Something that I like, something that I'm confident about, something that's like 10 minutes long. And then at the end of the video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post me opening mail and me just talking, right? Why? Because I want to be able to multitask better and have intelligent conversations while talking about these cards. Maybe, I don't know if there's people who enjoy watching and examining cards. I feel like some of the things that are so boring or maybe not interesting to do, I feel like I need to record them just so that I do them, right? I need someone to watch. It's kind of like, I guess it's kind of being monitored, so to speak, right? That's what I need. And accountability, right? Because I'm buying all these cards and I enjoy the purchasing, but then I don't go through the process of doing the checking, right? That's the hard part about all kinds of work, is doing the hard work of checking, following up, saying what you're following through what you're going to do. Because I mean, the idea of what I'm doing anyway is to invest in cards for the long term. This right corner was always chipped in a lot of these cards. It's very tiny. You can barely see it, but you can see it nonetheless. It's being able to essentially do the work necessary so that you can, pay off the investment. Because what if I take these cards and I buy them and I don't really take care of them, or I don't keep track of them? Some people might not ship me a card. I've been buying a lot of cards, and it can cause problems in my investing because I'm losing money. I'm paying for product I'm not receiving. So that's actually the important reason why I'm actually doing this, is just so that I do what is necessary. This here. What do we got here? And then I guess what I'm going to make a video of is, so this is going to essentially, I'm going to make a video about long-term thinking. And now that there's less pressure on me, I feel, to come up with a video, because this is really just garbage video that I'm talking here now. I just almost stabbed myself there. I'm going to think about what I'm going to talk about for my piece. Oh, what the heck? Look at that. Did it get damaged? I did a little bit. Right there. Man, and this is what is this? This is from the seller Easy TCG Cards. It's okay. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to keep that one. It's fine. I wish it didn't happen though, right? Oh, what is this? Man, I gotta talk to the seller there. This card looks like it got stapled. Or, you know what, maybe I'm the one that destroyed it, So maybe I should take responsibility for this, because the way I'm opening these packages. Okay, well, car's not perfect, whatever. but I'll keep it because I actually bought it at a pretty good price. And I want to take responsibility and not hurt these sellers. So, you know, because I sell cards and it's hurtful, you know, it kills your profit margin. Oh, here, this is for a deck. So, who's this from? From Receiving, I don't know who this is. But anyways, we got Chokeslam. These are common. I'll be less critical of these. You know, there's the cards here. Oh, I bought a bunch of them because they're all foil. But they are pretty. Okay, I'm not going to bother opening these. Okay, what else am I going to do here? Got some videos. I open up these packages. What else am I doing? I got some other packages I'm going to open. So, I'm going to make a huge pile of mess. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Is there anything in here? Nope. So again, I think I damaged the card last time trying to open these, so I need to learn from my mistakes. So it might be best to just cut it like here. Well, the card actually might be in there, so I should probably check that. Yeah. Which is a recording of me opening a card. Okay. What are the cards that we have here? We have, Dauntless, the blue Dauntless here. Look at this. Art on this is great. And we got the card Riled Up. This is a common. I don't know why I forgot why reason why I bought this. But I think it's a deck card in a deck. Alright, so let's put this in here. And this came from Larson Courier Service. I don't know who sold this card to me, but I don't know. Okay, so what else do we have? We have, let's just go overhead view. We don't need to see me there anymore. Did I just cut? Ooh, look at this. Metacarpus Node. Gaze of the Ages. Ooh, there's a Chain Lightning. This one will be, I think, hopefully a perfect one. I really like the art on this, I really do. It's just such a sick, just a dope-ass drawing. And with the foiling, just makes the card even look that much better. Let's get a little closer look at this. The surface. Oh, you can see the surface there. Looks pretty perfect. Look at the back. Oh, there's a little chip there. Tiny. It's really hard to get a perfect card, it seems like. There's always going to be something wrong, right? Just goes to show, no matter what you do, no matter how great your instruments are, it is very difficult to make cards that are perfect. That's why, you know, P9s and P10s, or, you know, for like BGS, Beckett, or PSA, is so highly valued, especially amongst the, you know, the savviest collectors, right? I'm not quite at that level, you know. Look at that, all of them seem to be like that. But I can appreciate that, because even when I buy a card, some of these cards are expensive. And over time, you know, you want them to be in good condition, right? And sometimes you just get some buyer's remorse because you're like, oh man, I just spent all these monies on cards, and I'm looking for a reason to return them, which I know happens sometimes. I don't do that because I know it kind of sucks to the seller a lot because they're already barely making a profit. Because I do sell some cards and it's pretty tough. Okay, so I have some understanding for that. But then again, if something is grossly misrepresented, well, of course I'll say something. What we got here? We got a righteous cleansing. And who is this from? It doesn't say. Big Brain Investor. He spent $4, almost $5 in shipping for this. And he had to because this is a $30 card. So, not too bad. There's a chip there. Not a chip, but just an imperfection. What is that? Can you see that little corner there? You can kind of see it. Right there. Okay, so just goes to show you can't make, very difficult to make these perfect cards. Okay, so let's put this away. Right in here. Put this away here. Got some labels here. You know what I find fascinating? I really find fascinating that, all these cards are made of the same material, yet we value them differently, simply because of the picture on them, right? The amount of effort that it took to make each of these cards was more or less the same, in the sense from coming from the machine that they're built from, but they're all valued differently. Like, I was just thinking just a moment ago, these baseball cards right here, right? And they were used to protect another card. They were sandwiched like this, if you were watching. And I think that's weird. I mean, just like, it's what we decide what's important and what's valuable as humans. Here's another chain lightning, a foil one, beautifully. Always that right corner is always a little bit nicked, even on my expensive cards. So that just goes to show that it kind of evens out the playing field on some of these cards. Meaning that, like, since it's more common, in lots of ways, it makes it so the card doesn't become more value. It doesn't affect the value as much. And also there are, and if there's a card that doesn't have that little corner ding, probably it increases the value because there aren't very many of them. But, what is that? Okay, so there you go. I think I'm going to open for another 7 minutes. What do we have here? Here we have bought from the seller 10 CT and a $17 ticket here, or $18 I should say. And they put them in packs. And I should examine them because that is, again, what I'm doing. So much funner to buy the cards than it is to actually, snapback, than it is to do the examining. Sometimes the examining is great when it's a really valuable card, and it is kind of fun. Look at another nick right there. But other times it's really boring. So, especially, let's go see here. I'm storing my wealth, or some of my wealth, some of my money in cardboard. Ooh, look, a foil snapback. These aren't that valuable, so I don't need to really look at those. They look good enough. But let's take a look at this. I do like that. That's beautiful. This is actually common, so it's not even worth that much. All right, so another pack of Flesh and Blood. Another Snapback, a Rile, Choke Slam. Are these foil Choke Slams? I don't do side loading ones. I don't know how much I like that. Yeah, that's cool. Looks like there's damage there. There is. Try to clean that up. What is that? Like a scratch of some kind. Hope this doesn't have it. Doesn't look like it does. Okay, what else do we have? Got some other packaging here. $7 to ship this? Man, Gideon Squat. See Gideon. I guess he likes that card, Gideon. It's a magic card, a Planeswalker. This is a Flesh and Blood card. Gaze of the Ages. All-Star, All-Pro. It's a foil Gaze of the Ages. Great Surface. That's pretty good. Look at this. We have a Centauri Saber. Although a lot of these cards are coming from the set Crucible of War. I'm kind of getting tired of doing this monotony. That's okay. It's part of the trade. There we go. Okay, let's open a couple more. I'm going to cut a card like that if I'm not careful. Another Righteous Cleansing. This is from, these are both normal, from Fable Hobby. Fable Hobby. Beast Within. Did I buy this from TCG Player or? God, so impatient. Beast Within and a Righteous Cleansing. So this one I'm gonna keep here. fablehobby.com. Oh, I bought from TCG Player. What's the tracking on this? Nope, different tracking. All right, so we're going to call it a day with all this video recording, and then I'm going to make a video on long-term thinking.